Hi, we're going to start off by doing a comparison between two novels. The first novel is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. The second novel is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Both of these novels are considered Gothic novels. For a story to be considered a graphic novel, they have to have certain elements. One of the elements in a Gothic novel is storms, darkness, dreary. We see this in Frankenstein. There is always a storm before something bad happens. You see it when Frankenstein is creating the monster, when the monster is roaming around in the mountains and around the village, when the villagers come after the monster. In Wuthering Heights, we see this when Lockwood goes to stay at Heathcliff's home. Late that night, the ghost of Catherine comes to visit Lockwood. A second element in a Gothic novel is a secret, mysterious room. This secret, mysterious room in Wuthering Heights is the room that Lockwood stays in. The housekeeper informs Lockwood that Mr. Heathcliff allows no one to stay in that room. In Frankenstein, the secret, mysterious room is Victor's lab. Victor doesn't want anyone to be aware of his lab. In his lab, he is making a monster. He has dead body parts, eyeballs, and so forth. In both the novels, there's reference to illusions, and there's plenty of illusions in both novels. One of the illusions in Frankenstein is where the monster alludes to Adam from the Bible. In Wuthering Heights, Heathcliff alludes to Hercules, a Hercules task. Now I'm going to be doing state of mind of both Victor and Heathcliff. I'm going to first start with Victor's state of mind. Victor's state of mind first starts off by being obsessed. Victor is obsessed with creating a new being. Then you find that he has an inner conflict. He says that he cannot but tear his thoughts from his employment, loathsome in itself as it was. He knows he shouldn't be doing this, but he's still continuing. Then we find, as the story goes along, Victor's brother dies. He knows it's the monster that he's created that has done this murder. He knows deep in his heart. And then other people die, and he still doesn't fess up. He feels a lot of guilt, but eventually he develops a conscience, and he decides it's time to do the right thing. And he starts to hunt for the monster and decides he's going to kill it. Heathcliff's state of mind. We find in Wuthering Heights, Heathcliff's state of mind is always to the extreme. It's either hate or love. Right from the beginning, Heathcliff hates Edgar because Catherine is fond of Edgar. After Catherine marries Edgar and she gets pregnant and she dies, he hates Edgar even more. But now Heathcliff hates her daughter, young Catherine, because she's the cause of her mother's death. You also find that even after Edgar passes away, Heathcliff is still bent on revenge against Edgar. And he wants Thrushcroft Grange, and he makes sure he uses his son to marry Edgar's daughter, and so he obtains Thrushcroft Grange. The last portion of this comparison is going to be on love, and it's a comparison of the two couples, Heathcliff and Catherine, and Elizabeth and Victor. I'm going to start with Elizabeth and Victor because they are the two easier characters. Elizabeth and Victor's relationship is not a sexual relationship. It's more like a brother and sister relationship. There's no passion, there's no profound love in that relationship. However, with the story of Heathcliff and Catherine, it's still not really a sexual relationship, but it's different on an entirely different level. And it's not even like a conventional relationship that is focused on the here and now, or in a Judeo-Christian relationship where they may be together after death. In this relationship, Emily has created the relationship that the two will be together after death on a different plane. You find that Catherine, she tells Nellie that she is Heathcliff, and she doesn't ever want to be without Heathcliff, even if she's in heaven. Heathcliff repeatedly says that Catherine is his soul. In the end, you realize that Heathcliff and Catherine's story is not here or now. It's not even on this plane. It's their story starts after they die, and it's on a completely different